What's up, people?
Sup.
All for you guys. I want you to learn how to get into real estate, how to build houses, how to renovate houses, how to make money.
What's up, people? Dom Sr. here. Welcome to the Multifamily Investing Podcast, where we talk about everything real estate related. Please join us. Hope you like it. We want to cover all the topics that you're interested in and that you need to succeed in today's markets. Boom. So today, still trying to figure this out. You edit that. So today we're going to be talking about Omni. And the other thing I wanted to play for you guys is that that stuff that I listen to every morning is called Blessed and Unstoppable. Check out what it sounds like.
Motivation.
All day.
Every day.
Every day. All right, let's do it.
The things you're about to hear are the powerful inner thoughts going on inside the mind of a champion.
Listen to that all day.
This
You'll
is
be
the inner symphony
you'll be positive.
of greatness.
You'll start doing push-ups.
The epic soundtrack of success.
You listen to this in the gym, right?
Every day.
I was raised the champion.
Raise the champion.
I got champion in my
Champion in my
bloodline.
blood. I swear I
I've always
do.
been a champion.
Swear I do.
I will always be a champion. And when I close my eyes and die, I will be a champion. On my headstone, they will write champion.
I eat like a
Every
champion.
time they mention my name, they will say champion. My legacy is champion. My obituary will read champion. Every time they mention my name, they will say champion.
Listen to
Because
that all
I
day,
am a
all
champion.
day, all day.
Every day
every
that I
day.
get up, I say good morning, champion. When I look
So
in the mirror,
you listen to that
I
all
see a
day,
champion.
and when
to
you
the
go see your
gym,
attorney,
I
you
work
go
out
see, you
like
go
a
buy a
champion.
property, you're
When
like,
I eat
you're
like a
champion. You're like, you're going
And the
nuts,
stuff
right?
I
So no
read,
matter what happens,
no matter what happens, you listen to that all day, and then you're gonna be like all crazy all day. It's the craziest thing in the
let
world.
me ask you a question. Is that
Go
the
ahead.
reason why you have that crazy energy in the morning? Like you're about to,
Something like that.
like you're jumping up your
He's
seat.
calling early.
Something like that. But I want you guys to try it for a couple of days, and then I want you to tell me what you guys think of it. But today we're gonna be talking about a special person.
We like this guy. We like him a lot.
Yeah, a special person. This guy is pretty cool, and please send them forward the video to him because this is cool. But check it out, who we're gonna be talking about today, and I'm just finding him, and check it out. You guys are gonna love him.
I love his intro, bro.
Best intro on YouTube.
I know.
All time.
My boy Omni. Yo, when you get locked up for 10 to 15, we'll go visit you. Put us on the list.
We got London on the
Tell
train.
me, do you know the feeling? Tell me, do you know the feeling?
You look up and you ain't got no sense.
It's coming out of the
Lambo?
The Lambo.
Them diamonds drip. Tell me, do you know the feeling?
Jumps in the Hellcat.
You ain't got
Check out the intro on YouTube. Support him.
Yeah.
Bro, that is one bad gordito right there. DR in the house.
I know. He's Dominican. I didn't know that. I found
Yeah,
that
he's
out.
Dominican. He's Dominican.
F350.
So I'm gonna pause this. So I'm here with Caesar. I'm here with Dom Jr. We're gonna cover
We both do it.
Omni. He's Dominican. He's out from Philly. He made like 30 million, I heard, in about 24 months.
But
and then,
what did he make 30 million in?
I think D knows better than me.
Yeah, it was IPTV, basically like delayed cable.
He was streaming,
Oh.
right?
Yes.
But I mean, that was nobody was
he hosted his
controlling
own
that.
network.
But nobody was controlling that. He have like a delay on it to
Like
like
3 to 5 seconds, supposedly.
That's a good deal. That was smart. So the guy picked up 30 mil. You know what else I heard? That the guy went to DeVry University, DeVry, like a computer school that they sell for like 5-10 G's. This is cheap. It's a budget school, but he went there.
Really?
So
Oh, wow.
obviously it was like going to Harvard.
so he was learning like to do his craft better.
Yeah,
Do you
right.
remember the black boxes? Like when they had the 99 channels and you could have
Yeah,
them
yeah.
unlocked? It was like that, but for the internet. Man,
Right,
you know,
right.
you pay a little fee, 15 or 20 bucks a month.
Yeah, so the guy got picked up. Well, they raided his house about 2 years ago. They repoed all his cars. They repoed all his money or everything in his house, even, stuff that was computer related.
We apologize for the interruption.
They went to his house. They repoed all his stuff, and it was terrible. They repoed all his his money, his accounts, all his equipment, all his cars. And the crazy part was they didn't charge him. So he was
But why
waiting.
did they repo then?
I don't know. They did some crazy shit to him.
Is it
It's
to
like-
build his case?
But like tax evasion, and they're building their case within the 2 years.
Wait, because he didn't pay taxes.
I believe so.
Well, he
I
didn't.
don't-
He didn't pay
I
personal
believe so.
taxes, and he didn't pay business
And then
taxes.
he had this mansion with his
A couple of $1 million
on
in cars,
YouTube,
right?
And then his neighbors are like probably going
Right.
crazy.
His neighbors were like, "FBI, could you check this guy out?
sure
There's
that
like 100
didn't help.
cars."
I'm sure that didn't help.
Yeah. So, the guy's probably millions of dollars in cars, big mansions, crazy gold chains everywhere, rocking Rolexes, and they probably pulled his tax returns and they didn't see. They showed he didn't report
probably
anything.
filed like 50,000.
Some shit like that, but I
And
didn't
then
justify.
a gold chain it was more than
Right.
than
Didn't
just that.
justify, buying $400,000 cars
right,
and all that other shit. I mean, the guy had probably a couple of million on the driveway. All the cars were white, by the way. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was nice.
And no, not only that, how many cars was it at the beginning?
30,
He had at least 20, 30. It was a
all
lot.
white.
That's how I got into it. I saw we love cars, and I was like,
So
this is crazy.
his position is, I checked with my attorney. There was no law at the time about all of this, and I think they did implement the law
You could
against
put
it
that
now.
clip in. We saw it. You could put the clip.
Known by more than 1 million followers for showing off his high-end cars, expensive jewelry, and megawatt smile, he's the YouTube and Instagram sensation known as Omi in a Hellcat. But in this 62-count federal indictment, he's known by his government name, Bill Omar Carrasquillo, charged with conspiracy to commit copyright infringement, tax evasion, and fraud.
I don't think I ever did anything wrong. Obviously, I was running businesses wide open in the public. I just feel like, I found a loophole. I ran through it and I did great. There's other colleagues of mine that are in the same business that I was in. They never got in trouble with the FBI. They're right now, they're getting sued by DirecTV, and the FBI never had any interest in them. I seek counsel in this matter. And I actually sat in one of my divorce proceedings, and I sat there and told my lawyer, am I doing anything wrong? Because if I am, I'll quit now. He looked at me in my face in front of my ex-wife and said, Omar, what you're doing is not illegal. So in my heart, what I felt that I was doing was illegal? No. This was wide open. I've never hid anything that I've ever done. It kind of sucks.
Back in November of 2019, Carrasquillo's home was raided by agents who hauled away more than $35 million in assets, confiscated dozens of properties around Philadelphia, a Bentley, a Tesla, and a Rolls-Royce.
Do I think that I blatantly just ran away from the law and try to evade and try to money? None of that stuff I've ever done.
Everything was legal. If it was illegal, my lawyer would have had informed me.
Right.
Nobody said anything.
He seeked advice, and they said it was okay. You're good.
Because there was no law at the time.
Well, I hope when he goes to trial, he brings his attorney in, and his attorney could attest to that. That'd be
Never
kind of cool.
guilty. The lawyers are never guilty.
No, I
bro.
know. But so anyway, this last week they ended up going back and they had a warrant for his arrest, and they kind of were snooping around his house, and I think the girl's name is what? His girlfriend or his assistant? What's her name?
Right. Mimi.
She's like, hey, do you guys have a warrant for the house? And they were like, no, we have an arrest warrant. We don't have a warrant for the house.
She had a live on
Right.
during the
Right,
raid.
right. She was
because what
recording
he
it.
was saying too was like, yo, in the live, right? You can hear him say it.
Right.
You didn't have to come to my house.
Right,
and
I
arrest
like
me.
that. I like
Just
that.
give me a call and like I would have shown
Because
up.
he was already cooperating, basically. Like,
Yeah, so he's like, oh, you're making this show for no reason. And like some point that you bring up the other day when we were talking about it was like, you're paying 10 agents and
Right.
all this intel.
Right. So the FBI sends 10 agents in cars with bulletproof jackets to pick up Omni. And they could have just, called his attorney and said, yo, bring this guy in. He would have probably been there like in 5-10 minutes. He'll turn himself in. But they embarrass him. They come back in. And, I always say that it's kind of wrong what they did. And then I always look at like Elizabeth Warren.
Holmes.
Elizabeth Holmes?
Yeah,
Holmes.
I was listening to a podcast about the whole situation.
Yeah, so she steals and she defrauds billions of dollars, and they
Yeah.
never put handcuffs on her.
And
they never put handcuffs on her.
that was 2 years ago. And they just opened a federal case now.
No, she's on trial now.
She's on trial, but I mean, 2 years ago, she had the problem where it was like all the people that were defrauded sue her. Everything was
Right, but they never put handcuffs on her.
Never.
And then, poor Omni, they have to put 2 sets of handcuffs on him
because he's Dominican.
No, and because he's
a
kind of
big
big. He's kind of big. So, but anyway, it's wrong what they did to him. It's a white collar crime. There was no drugs. There's no guns.
There was no
and
reason to do
they're
that.
treating him like a street criminal, which is not right. Do you think that they would do that if he were white? If he was blonde with blue eyes, and they would do all of that? They would be a little more professional, and they could have just sued them civilly. Couple of other guys he knows made $200-300 million. They didn't get arrested, and they just got some civil suits. And then you get an attorney, you settle, you pay half or whatever. But this guy, they just straight up arrested him, FBI, DEA style. You know what I mean? It's so fucked up.
Me as a Dominican, I feel kind of offended about it. But I mean, what do you guys think? Like, you think it wouldn't have gone down like that if it was a white guy selling the same service, doing the same thing?
Bro, I don't think so.
Well, what happened with Napster? I don't remember that at that time, but wasn't Napster a guy like that? He was
defrauding.
It wasn't the
companies that had the music.
Right, he didn't pay for it, but he wasn't having customers pay for it. That might have been the difference. But I know he may have gotten in trouble. But
what about
it's a
the
similar
ad
case.
revenue? No, he wouldn't be making money from the ads.
I'm sure he made something. I don't know.
Wait a second, I gotta play that intro again. The thing is nice, bro. I know, and I know customers like it too.
Okay, I'm reloaded.
Property's kind of cool, by the way. Yo, if we move to Philly, we could buy a house like that. He's on the Jersey side, but
So
borderline
that's
Philly.
South Jersey?
Yeah, we could buy a big ass house.
Real cheap down there.
We could buy a big ass house for like 500. Here in Patterson, 2-family house is like 500.
Yeah.
That one is like probably like 500-600.
Only in a Lambo? Nah.
D, so what's the like conviction rate with the FBI? Like once you get picked up and indicted?
It's like 100.
Damn.
It's like 99.6.
Bro, Omni, 99.6, which means that if they give you 5 to 15, bro, just take the 5 to 15, you'll be out in 3.5.
Yeah, and give a couple mil to them.
Yeah. Well, try to keep something. You know what I mean? But
because
bro,
any other way, you're out.
And the problem is, like, if you try to fight it, right? You hire like a law firm. It costs you like $5-10 million to fight this case,
And then they still take your money.
And then if you lose, instead of getting 5 to 15, they give you like 20 to 30, which is a big gamble. So a lot of people, when they get a settlement from the FBI, they usually take it. And even if you know you're not right, if it goes the wrong way, you're getting 5 to 30 or 20 to 30. So if you hear 5 to 15 and you could do 3.5, that'd be kind of cool. You get out in some, type of program. Yeah. So if Omni, if they give you 5 to 15, take it, you'll be out in 3.5. Bro, work out. When you get to 3.5 years, work out, come out strong. You know what I mean?
And then also, like, he has a way to make all that money back real quick.
Yeah, he's a smart guy. He says it all the time. You can take everything from me. I'm gonna make it back.
Because even on the news that we're throwing in this video, he said it. He's like, I have my closing line. He says the name.
His driveway is full again.
Yeah. It's
he has the car.
It looks good.
And then he has a YouTube channel that gets hundreds of thousands of views.
Yeah, the YouTube channel is pretty cool. And then I feel bad for the girl Mimi because they froze her accounts. Yeah. Right? I think they freeze her accounts because she's affiliated to him.
Yeah.
And they don't want them to have money to fight the case. So it's kind of fucked up. The poor girl, they froze her accounts.
Right.
They keep on doing that to him. That's like messed up. Bro, reach out. I'll lend you 50 G's.
Yeah.
I'll lend him 50 G's. Fuck it.
Okay.
I don't know. So he can fight the case.
He can get out.
I wish I was a millionaire, like a multi-millionaire.
You get him out.
I would have said, fuck it. I'll fight the case, just on principle. You know what I mean?
Just get you out.
Yeah. But don't fight the case. Just take a settlement. Take 3.5. But don't tell them you want to take, 3.5 or 5 up front. Say you're going to take it to trial, and then they'll try to continue to negotiate for you. But you know what you're doing. But, bro, we love him, man, because his videos are cool. He's Dominican. We're Puerto Rican. My grandson, D's baby, is Dominican and Puerto Rican. So we support DR and we support PR, business owners, and you're one of the leaders in our community. So we want you to continue to succeed. And again, he wasn't selling drugs. He was taking that money.
He's not a threat to society.
Nah.
He's an inspiring guy.
Yeah, not only that, he took the money and he bought some cool stuff. I heard he was buying properties. He was flipping houses. He bought a couple of nightclubs. He was investing.
Taxes.
Bro,
If he would have paid his taxes,
If he wouldn't have been so Dominican, buying fucking $20 million worth of cars first, and he would have filed his taxes,
he would have been good.
he would have been all right. They would have been like, yo, he showed 30 million in gross sales and a bunch of
They
expenses.
would have given him a fine or something for doing whatever he did, but he would have been good. Do you think that's why the other ones haven't been caught? Maybe they pay the taxes.
I don't know. Probably.
Or maybe.
Yo, he had to hire like a blonde guy, put him up as president CEO and set him up in an office and put a suit on the dude. You know what I mean? And get like a big law firm or a big accounting firm. Let them file the taxes because you got to pay the government. These guys are gangsters.
Nobody will fuck with him because of that.
Yeah. You see how they pull up on him, right? They're like gangsters. You know what I mean? They look like the Colombian cartels.
Yeah, it's because of that, right? The image you represent is like you're coming up from. Once you make it up there, you gotta be at that same level. Maybe the neighbors felt some type of way because he was living there and he could afford that lifestyle. People feel weird because it's like, hey, you're not one of us in a way. So I think when you reach a certain level of your economics, you need to be.
Well, Caesar, let me tell you, anybody that's Spanish, right, and anybody could attest to this. If you're Latin, or you're from Caribbean, Latin, or South America, if you have a big ass house and you have a couple of cars, and you live in a white neighborhood, they automatically think that you're selling drugs.
Yeah,
that they automatically think that.
There's no other way for you to come up,
bro. But if you think about it, that's like Netflix. If Netflix's fault. Every time I watch Netflix, it's all fucking drug cartel movies.
Yeah,
bro. We don't have any other type of topics amongst our community. All the fucking Netflix movies are all drug cartel based.
Yeah.
Mexico, Colombia, all this crazy shit. I'm like, bro, don't we have other issues in our, society other than drugs?
But that's the other thing too. I believe that the reason why the industry doesn't play into us is because whenever we make a comic movie or something outside of what the box is, which is the cartels and all that stories, we don't support it. So we don't support our own communities to be able to grow. So like,
if I was making a movie and I said, Caesar, you're a drug dealer, would you take the role for like $1 million?
Well, you will take it because $1 million, bro.
They could give me $2 million as an actor to play a drug dealer, and I won't do it.
But that's your principle. By the way, you can make more money in your real estate, but that's because you have it that way. But anybody who's poor, they'll take it, bro. They're making $1 million.
Yeah, I know, but I don't believe in that image though. That's a fucked up image.
But the problem is us, right? We don't support when we make something different.
Bro, how come they don't have Jewish people, right? Jewish people or white guys playing the drug dealer? They always have like
that's
a Mexican.
It's not a common thing.
They always have the Mexican. They always have the the Spanish guy.
Those are the famous ones, the real ones. Chapo and all those other guys. That's real. That's a real.
Who's in jail right now in Brooklyn? El Chapo.
Scarface.
No. He's already convicted. They have him somewhere in the middle of the country.
But I mean,
poor guy. By the way, the guy that killed that shot Ronald Reagan a couple of years ago did like 40 years. He's coming out. Bro, you can shoot a president, do 40 years and come out. The guy's coming out.
That's crazy.
Unconditional parole. You can look it up. It's unbelievable. Unconditional release. The guy's just gonna come out. Boom. 40 years.
But Chapo.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think he shot. Wait a second. He shot a Kennedy, not a Reagan. He shot a Kennedy. And I think he killed him. I gotta look it up. But anyway, I think that's pretty wild. Yo, poor Omni. We like you. We're gonna play your intro one more time because it's hot. And we like it, man.
I'm reloaded. It's reloaded.com, the website for the merch. Reloaded. Yeah.
He lives on a cul-de-sac. That cul-de-sac is nice.
Tell me, do you know the feeling? Tell me, do you know the feeling?
You look up and you ain't got no feeling.
That's so cool.
Man, so cool. I hope everything works out. I hope he files his taxes now. The problem is
people file your taxes.
Yeah. Well, if he files his taxes now, it becomes a pain in the ass because he files his taxes. He's going to get a penalty. And then obviously they took the money, so he needs the money to be released from the federal government to pay the taxes. Yeah. But I wonder if he could just go ahead and file his taxes for those years, show the income and the expenses, and see what happens, and then take it from there. But he has to file the taxes.
You think he'll be able to with no money though?
Bro, I would file them anyway, even if, say the government says, yo, you owe me 10 million, 6 million, whatever it is, I would file it and say, hey, I filed my taxes. I owe you guys 8 mil. Release my money so that I can pay for it. You know what I mean?
I'm sure that's how it works. It's probably...
Yeah, well, I hope he's filing. Amdi, file your taxes and let us know, what happened with your taxes if you got to file, and if you could get, if you get an $8-9 million bill, maybe you could ask them to release your funds in order for you to pay the taxes, and then that'll be part of your defense and say, yo, I filed my taxes. I owe 8-9 million, 10 million. Give me some of my money so that I can pay for it and charge me the penalties for not filing on time.
The indictment already said that they're seeking retribution, which is probably the cash, cars, houses, properties, stuff like that. So that's happening.
So you think that he'll stay in zero and he'll be able to rebuild if he pays everything?
Yeah. I mean, he already proved that. They took everything and then he kept on working and then he's making it back. But bro, you know what else I heard one time? That somebody used to do that in third world countries, right? They would set up a room with a whole bunch of like a soccer team or basketball team or football team, or whatever the name of the sport was, and they would play a US. They would play, they would stream it right through cable, but it was on a 5-minute delay, and they would bet with people in the room.
Wait.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Damn.
So wait, that's crazy. Wait. So imagine we're here, right?
Right.
Imagine there's a wall right here.
No. Say we go to, let's say Albania, because it was in Albania. I heard this shit came from Albania. So the guy was from, he was from the US, but he went to Albania, and Albania, whatever, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, wasn't as advanced as it is now. Mm-hmm. So he would play like the sports.
He had live. Everybody else had like an hour delay, maybe. Or like 30 minutes.
Right, 15, 20 minutes, half an hour. He would put everybody in the room, right?
And then he'll bet.
And then he would take bets, and then he would also bet. So people in the room were like losing their asses, but he knew who won like a half an hour ago. But they were doing some crazy shit.
That's fucked up.
So it's almost like streaming, but on a delay, and then they were doing it for for their benefit.
They were
to make
definitely
money.
Defrauding them.
Yeah. People didn't know they were.
That's pretty smart.
I'm not gonna say who it was.
It's like he doesn't get busted.
I think he follows us, and he told us the story, and he would laugh about it too. He would tell me, "Yo, Dom, I'm in Albania, on a 30-minute delay." And I was taking bets on games that were already, we already knew who had won.
He's like the refs.
I was like,
the
bro,
referees.
you're a smart dude, bro. He would laugh about it real hard too. It was so crazy. There's a lot of crazy shit out there.
Yeah,
bro. But we want Omni to do well. Continue to
Let's see what happens with Elizabeth Holmes too. Now that she's on trial,
bro, I want her to get 30 years to life, man.
I don't.
They're
think
not gonna
so.
do
It's
anything.
not gonna happen.
I don't think she's gonna get that much. She's gonna get like 5.
1 or 2.
Guys,
What happened with this woman? What's her name? The Sheets woman.
Oh, Martha Stewart.
How much she get?
Same, like a year, less than a year.
Yeah,
she's not gonna get a lot. She's gonna be fine.
Yeah, bro. I want them to put her in jail because what she did was so crazy, bro. If a Spanish person did or a black person did what she did, we would be cellmates with El Chapo, somewhere underground, because it's bad. There's a difference in how
perspective.
There's a difference how the federal government and the judicial system charges and treats Anglo-Americans versus regular Americans.
But do you think it's because whoever's doing the investigation, they do it differently than when it's just towards a white person? They see it more like, oh, he was doing business. It went bad. It went south.
Bro,
it went wrong.
Like that kid.
Versus we wanted to steal a mill from somebody.
I'll give you an example. What's the kid's name that just killed that girl in Florida?
I don't know.
Anyway.
I know the story though.
Anyway, you know the story. The guy's somewhere in the out west with his girl in a van.
Yeah, I heard it.
Bro, he comes back to Florida with the van and without the girl. So the mom says, "Hey, where's my daughter?" And he's like, "I don't want to talk." The Northport, Florida department, right, police department, goes to this guy's house and they're like, "Hey, where's the girl?" "I don't want to talk."
Okay.
"I don't want to talk." Bro, they walk out. They walk out of the house, right? You would think they would set up surveillance cameras or a surveillance team front of the
I think
house,
he had
back of the
lawyers
house,
and everything, too.
whatever. I don't care. They have to, bring them in for questioning
Investigation,
something, right? I don't want to
wasn't
talk.
gonna talk.
I don't want to talk. Anyway, they leave. They find the body. Boom. Now they have like an arrest warrant for him, and his arrest warrant is for a credit card. He used her credit card, so it's unauthorized charge. So they're bringing him in based on that. But bro, go to the house. They interview him. Says, I don't want to talk. Bro, they leave the house. They don't set up a surveillance team or nothing. They just leave. Then like 2 or 3 days later, the guy leaves. Now they're spending millions and millions and millions of dollars looking for this guy. So the question that I have is, if the guy was white, if he was black or Spanish,
he would have been busted.
Bro, they would have beat the shit out of him.
For
They would have been
48
like, yo,
hours.
it's the girl. He would have had a black guy.
Not only that,
I don't know what she is.
Remember that you have police can stop you for like 24 to 48 hours with no reason. So if it was a Latin or a black guy, would have been in jail for 24 to 40 hours, pressuring him to talk.
Right.
Versus him, is like, okay,
It's terrible. It's terrible. But anyway, people, what do you think on Omni's case? What do you think about Elizabeth Holmes' case? If you Google it real quick, let me know what you think. And then also the guy that killed the girl in Florida, that he didn't want to talk. They walked into his house. They walked out the house. They didn't beat him up. They didn't throw him in the back of the car. They didn't do anything. They just like let him be, and then he disappears a couple of days later. I think there's something here. People, I want to hear what you guys think. We want to know what you think of all these different cases.
Yeah.
And Omni, again,
pay your taxes.
A lot of people go on and they bash you to get followers and to piggyback off of you. What do they call that when you're trolling?
Yeah.
Right. We're trolling, but anyway, we wanted to cover this topic, and we support you, and we hope everything works out for you.
Part of the reason we also wanted to touch this topic is because we're telling you, pay your taxes, regardless what you do, however you get your money, pay your taxes.
Caesar, pay your taxes, bro.
I pay my taxes. I paid it last year.
All right.
No, bro, we're rooting for you.
Yeah, we're rooting for
definitely.
you. Anyway, I'm gonna call my CPA right now.
Pay your taxes.